absolutely amazing to watch you and to have a chance this morning to get to know you. Scott, welcome to Good Day. Nice to have you here.
You guys have been having fun in here today.
Yeah, we have. Have you had any fun?
And Tom, the figures are very important, so get over it.
I have to share this with you. Tom walked into the green room this morning. What did he tell you? Figures should not be judged.
Figures shouldn't be. He wanted to get an argument. It's like, well, you know, it's the reason I won, so I'm not going to.
His line was, Scott, if you'd listened to me, you could have won the bronze. We should say that up until the Olympics, you had won 4 consecutive golds for the Nationals and 4 in the World Championships. You were still moved because
I had a good run.
Yeah, but the Olympics, that's the best. Is that?
Yeah, that was also the hardest.
Why?
I guess because the whole 4 years I was trying to stay undefeated so that I could go into the Olympics and win. I mean, I didn't want to lose for 4 years, and so once that 4 years was over and I was going into the Olympics, all of a sudden it became so important. It wasn't a competition anymore. It was like this life's goal, and I never looked at anything like that until the Olympics.
What does it do to the rest of your life to be that committed to perfection?
I don't know. It was weird. I think half the reason that I was so emotional on the podium at the Olympics was because I felt kind of like, now what am I going to do? Now where do I go? I mean, I just did this, and now there's nothing left to accomplish in the sport. And I felt kind of lost, and I felt kind of sad that I didn't have anything like that to work for again. But I got over that real quick.
You did, with the Ice Capades.
Yeah.
And I've read that you have the same commitment to quality every night that you perform with the Ice Capades because it's a different audience. Is that true? And is that, again, harder on yourself than you ought to be?
I don't know. Maybe I take it too seriously. I don't know. It's just that I have such this... If I do anything, I want to do it right. And if I do anything, I want it to be 100%. And I want to give 100% each night to every audience. I don't know, I wouldn't feel right about skating for an audience that was there to see what they saw in the Olympics if I couldn't deliver it.
Your life has been one of hurdles. You were very sick when you were 9 years old, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
It was some malabsorption thing. It was really weird. It was misdiagnosed a dozen times, and nobody really knows what was wrong, but I just stopped growing for 4 years.
But did the skating pull something else out of you? Is that why you turned to it?
Who knows? It was soon after I got into skating, and soon after I came to the Children's Hospital in Boston, and they're a wonderful place.
They are wonderful.
I think it's terrific. And Dr. Harry Schwachman he couldn't find anything wrong with me, and he said, I don't know what's going on here. Just let him lead a normal life and just put him in anything he wants to do and just eat, do whatever. And so I got into skating soon after that, and I think what it gave me was an emotional thing, emotional uplift, and it just kind of took over, and I started growing again, and I started feeling good, and things were terrific after that.
Your brother and sister, you're very close to them. Your sister was a skater. Didn't she drop out?
Oh, yeah. Well, my sister was in the skating club before I was, and she was kind of accident prone. She couldn't vacuum under her couch without tearing her shoulder apart, and she's terrific. She has 2 kids, and she quit skating soon after I started landing jumps that she didn't try. So it wasn't a jealousy thing. It was more or less just that she got interested in school activities and in music and things like that.
Your family supported you up until the point where they couldn't support you anymore, but you were pretty lucky. You had somebody take over for you, didn't you, a sponsor?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird situation. You know, in amateur sports, you work all day doing something, and you really can't support yourself doing what you do the best. And what was really kind of a shame was my parents. My mother went back to school to get a better job to earn more money to keep me in skating, and she worked so hard. It was amazing the sacrifices she made for me. And in 1976, she kind of looked and she said, I can't do it anymore. She had cancer, and she was hurting, and she just couldn't support me anymore. So she said, this is your last year, and that was 1976, so have a good one. You know, just do it up. So I was fortunate enough to win the Junior Nationals that year, and it was about the best year I ever had. You know, I guess I didn't do anything really before that, and someone came in and said, I'd like to support your skating. And
they wanted nothing in return?
Nothing in return, just said, I'd like to see you accomplish whatever you can in this sport, and go for it. Just whatever you need.
Who is that person?
They don't like to be mentioned.
They want to be. Well, what
they want to
be
anonymous. Oh, it's incredible, and they were just. It was, I was kind of. I got to be. It was closer than just. It was like I was one of their kids, and it was really a nice feeling.
It gives me a sense that that's the real pride in athletics that we all ought to have. There ought to be a sense of pride in any form of athletics.
Oh, the people that gave to me just so I could compete and stay in the sport, what they did and what they gave, there's no way I could ever even begin to return any part of that giving. I lived with the family for 4 years, just as one of their kids, and I couldn't pay them. I was skating and
But you did pay them. In fact, you paid all of us. You gave us some most incredible moments. What about a social life, Scott? It's got to be tough because now you're traveling with the Escapades. Before that, it was 6 hours a day of practice.
Yeah. Well, it went from skating with 12-year-old girls that thought their math teacher was icky to touring with, all people my age, and so it was a real mind blower. Oh well, it's all of a sudden, whoa! Where are we going? What are we doing? How is it? Hey, let's get crazy, It just all of a sudden went from this isolation, this egocentric environment where everybody's doing stuff for you and everybody's younger or older to all of a sudden I'm
real women.
Hey, this is terrific. I'm loving this. So it just kind of, bam, overnight changed.
So Scott Hamilton then is enjoying a social life. Do I read that?
No, I'm having fun. It's a good time. There's a lot of people in the show that I really care about, and I made a lot of friends, and we have a good time. We laugh a lot.
Isn't that, will you give this back in terms of teaching one day?
I hope so. I taught one summer, and I loved the kids.
Yeah.
I'd have more fun. I had one student that had this big mouthful of braces, and she was a great kid. She just didn't have confidence in herself, and so I'd sit there and go, if you miss that jump one more time, I'm going to rip your braces out.
Oh, that would make her get the jump right.
And she thinks about that when she's competing now. She doesn't have braces anymore, but she goes, I'm not going to miss this.
Oh,
and I had a little trouble with the parents.
Yeah.
Skating mothers.
Skating mothers? Like stage mothers?
Oh, they're worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Mothers out there of skaters.
There you go.
Maybe that's not the thing to do.